Hey guys, welcome back to another Fallout 4 video. Today I'm going to be presenting to you two Fallout 4 creations, the anti-material rifle and the solar cannon. Now, for the solar cannon, the description says, it's win, lose, or draw, and the only one left alive holds the legendary solar cannon. Do you have what it takes to claim the prize and stay in the game, or will you fold like all the rest? Now, I just would like to apologize in advance for the lack of footage for the anti-material rifle. So, once we start the game for the solar cannon, we get the quest Burnt on the River. Search the South Boston military checkpoint. Now, unfortunately, I had a bit of trouble doing this. I know, like, the South Boston military checkpoint is pretty common, but I have another quest active at the time, so yeah. So heading on over to the South Boston military checkpoint, we see a trailer, and going into the trailer, there's a nice American flag outside. We see a dead US soldier behind a desk with a terminal and desk fan. Now that terminal isn't used for this quest, but it's there anyway, part of some side lore. And so we find the dead body of Jack, in which we find Sarge's clue number 1 and Gunner Jack's notes, and some other minor loot. So going on out, we can read Gunner Jack's notes, and it says, at first I refused to believe it. Sarge had been acting weird, sure, but everyone has their days when you're living in the wasteland. The 5 of us started out in the same squad, Semper Fi, band of brothers, all that and more. In a word, we were inseparable. But after I saw what he wrote, there was no defending him. Sarge had been hoarding stuff for himself, and whatever it is, it must be big. So big he couldn't say what. Of course, now he can't say much of anything, seeing as Queen slit his throat. Because of that, all we have to go on are these clues he left for himself to find it. Greed tends to be contagious, but so far none of us are showing the effects. Ace said he gave Sarge a traitor's burial, someplace where the Ferals are sure to find him. He also said Deuce and Queen want to meet in the abandoned trailer off the road. Ah, poor Jack. That was his last thing. For months, I've been stashing away loot, sneaking off at night, and no one suspects a thing. This is Sarge's note, by the way. Not that it was hard to do. They're a clever bunch of jarheads when they need to be, but give them some R&R and their minds get messier than a grenade in the toilet. I wrote a bunch of clues to help me find the stash in case I lost it. The first clue I filed away at the Red Rocket to the northwest of the outpost. I've got a cabinet rigged open with a few dings. The trick is the number of dings. Just like Queen says, you gotta press your luck. That tattoo on her face is the only key you need. Just count the leaves and play her tune. So going towards the Red Rocket, we see 4 quest markers. So going on inside the main garage, we see the safe, but it is locked, and a circuit box. Now, if you have Intelligence 5 plus or Hacker, you can actually unlock the safe through the circuit box, which I do, but I just want to go with the main quest. And we find the dead body of Queen. Now, there is a tattoo on her face, so bending down and getting our gun out so we can zoom in, we can see that her tattoo has the number 13, a 4-leaf clover, and a wishbone. Now, obviously, the 4-leaf clover has 4 leaves, and the hint said to count the leaves and play her tune. So moving over to where the other quest marker is, there is a little bell. So playing her tune means we just hit this thing 4 times. And going back over to the safe, let's go see if it is unlocked. And yes, it is. In there, we find Sarge's clue number 2. So let's go ahead and read Gunner Queen's notes. Jack is such a dumb pogue. We all know he was helping Sarge hide the stash. He just betrayed him to save his own skin. He can say he was just following orders, but the chain of command doesn't apply to liars. It's obvious when he's lying too. He has that same nervous twitch when he tries to bluff at poker. I still remember when Sarge taught us that game. Every card's got a number, even the ones that don't. Ace is the same as 1, Jack is 11, and so on. 5 cards make a squad, just like the 5 of us. I especially like the fact that Queen's the number 12, 1 more than Jack, which makes sense, because again, Jack, the guy's beneath me. Besides, even if he is telling the truth about Sarge, it doesn't take a genius to see that the loot's better split 3 ways than 1. And next is Sarge's clue number 2. For the next clue, I hid a safe east of here inside a house that's painted red. Of course, once I get there, I'll need a code to open it, something that's easy to remember. And seeing as you're a smart man, Sarge, I think I'll have you look to the south for a sign. When you see it, just count the rockets pinned in the alley, then the craters holding the moon, and then finally the stars underneath. So, poor Queen, she was betrayed. Now, there seems to be a pattern here. Each gunner is getting killed one by one. So, heading down to the east, we do in fact find a house, but it does not appear to be painted red, and where we find none other than Ace's dead body. On him, we find Gunner Ace's note and some more minor loot. Now, heading over to the back, we do in fact find a doghouse painted red. And if we select the safe inside, it says that we can use Locksmith 3 Plus to try and lockpick it, but instead we're going to go to where the billboard is, to the southeast. Now, there are 5 pins which represent the rockets, the 3 holes in the bowling ball, which represent the 3 craters in the moon, and 6 stars near the bowling, the word bowling. So going on over, we now know that the combination is 5, 3, and 6. And we unlock the safe, and we get Sarge's clue number 3. Now let's go ahead and read, what was it, Ace's note? Gunner Ace's note? Was that Ace? I think that was Ace, yeah. So let's go ahead and read Gunner Ace's notes. It's going to be real funny seeing the look on Queenie's face when we cut her out. She thinks I'm sweet on her. She'll never see it coming. Now me and Deuce can split the loot between the 2 of us. Hopefully he can figure out these clues. Ma always said he was the smart one. The best part is, he's my own brother. I don't care how much loot the Sarge has stashed. There's no way he betrayed me. Well, I guess you were wrong. Now let's go ahead and read Sarge's clue. What was it, number 3? Yes, number 3. Excuse me. I put the main stash in another safe to the north of here, in one of the buses tucked below the freeway overpass. It's taken me a long time to get everything on my list, but it's been worth it. As far as I know, Ace, Deuce, Jack, and Queen have no idea what I got hidden away. There's guns, loot, dirty magazines, and one special little blast toy I picked up at Poseidon. It's literally lightning in a gun. And the code for the safe, it's as simple as lining up the cards. Now, lining up the cards sounds a lot like his squad mates, so I guess we may have to take their names and correspond them to the number of the card. I don't know. So heading on over to the freeway overpass. Now, I have heard of some raider trouble here, but I didn't run into any raiders. Just be a bit careful when you come over here. Now, we have 2 quest markers, and one of them already turns red. Hopping on down and equipping our plasma rifle, we see none other than Deuce himself. Now, he goes out in one shot. Now, this gun has around 120 damage, so I guess it's not that powerful of an enemy. Maybe a quest you want to do a bit early on for a decent challenge. Now, there are some mole rats. I can't really hit them because for some reason I put a sniper barrel on my plasma rifle because it looks cool, but I only have a reflex sight. Don't judge me, it looks awesome. So heading over to Deuce's pile of goo, we find Deuce's note, Gunner Deuce's note, and going on into the bus, we find Sarge's safe. Now if we unlock it, we know that the combination is 1, 2, 11, and 12, which are the corresponding numbers to all of his squad mates in order. In it we find the Exterminator's solar cannon rifle and Sarge's note. So the Exterminator's solar cannon rifle does 50% more damage against Mirelurks and bugs. Not really the type of modification I would want, but hey, I hate spiders, so I guess I'm good. Now, it does have 179 damage. So heading on over to Gunner Deuce's note, it's all the way down here. Oh, sorry, actually Sarge's notes. It says, I think the squad is starting to suspect something. Ace and Deuce have always been on their OFP, and Queenie just does whatever Ace says. Man, it's going to be a riot when those leathernecks find out I was getting them gifts for their promotion. Truth is, they've been working there. butts off all year, and I just wanted to show them I appreciate it. Especially my pal Deuce. I owe him for saving my skin when we got hit by that raider crew. That's why I got a special present for him. I know he hates our six-legged friends with a passion, and this solar cannon is an all-purpose bug zapper. Supposedly, Uncle Sam contracted Poseidon Energy to build this bad boy before the war as part of their R&D. I got my hands on it during a raid on their old lab a while back, but I kept it a secret from the others. It's dangerous for one, and I didn't want any of the new enlistees to barbecue their hands off. Besides, a prize like this needs to go to someone who deserves it, and I can't think of anyone more deserving than my men. They've been with me through good times and bad. So we get up to three solar cannon rifles. The one we got from the mission, and we can buy one from Cleo at Good Neighbor and one from Arturo in Diamond City. Now they all have these really cool decals and these unique recon scopes which look amazing. I love these recon scopes, but I just went with the reflex sight because I'm not one to use a recon scope that often. But yeah, the detail on this is amazing. The nuclear symbol, it even says manufactured in the USA on one huge wire. Now these guns do come with some custom decals such as faction logos and camouflage which you can put on it, which I think is really awesome. I went with the Enclave logo because there is a loading screen that says that this gun see frequent use by the Enclave until it was ultimately dropped, probably because of its expensive use to make. So this is the Exterminator solar cannon rifle, the one we get from the quest. The next one is the Ported heavy solar cannon rifle. I believe this is the one from Good Neighbor. And this one comes with a pretty cool desert decal. Of course, you can't change this, but you might just, it's really cool. There may be some lore issues with that considering the divergence, and this is just my solar cannon rifle. I renamed it to the solar cannon rifle, and it fully upgraded. It has 179 damage, at least, probably more or less depending on how your perks work. So now for some gunplay. I went over to Gunner's Plaza, ironically, and shooting this thing off, it definitely is lightning in a gun. As you can see, it just shoots this bolt of, I'm guessing, high energy plasma. Now, I just want to share my theory for this gun. I think that the reason this stopped seeing use by the Enclave was because of how expensive it was to make. But I think this is like basically, if a plasma rifle was a heavy weapon, this is what it looked like, and the Enclave developed that, but they stopped production of them because of how expensive it was to make, which is why they're so rare. Now, if you see me switching scenes a lot, it's because that gunner with the fat man at the top just kept taking me out with those mini nukes. It's crazy. Now, if you do land a critical hit on one of these gunners, it does in fact inflict them and make them go on fire, which is a pretty nice touch, if I do say so myself. Definitely something that can be handy in some scenarios. Now, one problem with this, however, is how you can, the enemy can move out of the way of the bullet because of how slow it goes. So next is the anti-material rifle, which, if you don't know, is a weapon from Fallout New Vegas. And this creation, I'm sorry, but I don't have any footage for it. I forgot to do it a lot, so you're just going to be looking at some gunplay and the gun modeling. Now, this has a ton of unique models, a unique recon scope, stock, and some really cool designs on the body of the gun. Now, I just want to talk about the quest itself right now. It's okay. Basically, there's this, the theme is that there's this book, and these teammates on a squad or whatever, maybe they're gunners, I forget, but they basically take the book from each other because it can apparently predict the future, and they keep denying, they want to change what the book says, and they end up getting in these bad situations, and you basically follow them around their adventures and get the anti-material rifle. You can buy some from other vendors as well, but it just seemed like they implemented magic into Fallout 4, which I don't like. I really only downloaded this for the gun because it looks awesome. It's probably my favorite sniper rifle in the entire series. Now, the gunplay is pretty nice. I believe this has around 120 damage. Not the strongest gun. I remember having some trouble taking out these gunners. Now, if you want to know why I'm showing this, is because I recently got every achievement for Fallout 4, which I could get through my playthrough, which allowed me to download mods to the Xbox One, and I have the No Blood and Gore mod installed, so that means all of this is free of blood and gore, and it still falls under my disclaimer, which is realistic violence, which is pretty much all it is. And this uses 50 caliber rounds. You can make it use the .308 caliber rounds. That's probably what it comes with. So as you can imagine, the damage is a lot less than that. But yeah, now I want to talk about the lore for both of these guns, the solar cannon rifle and the anti-material rifle. As I mentioned before, I totally think the solar cannon rifle is lore friendly because I believe the Enclave could have definitely developed some heavy plasma rifle and then stopped developing it due to its high expensive cost. That's pretty much almost confirmed by a loading screen card. Unfortunately, I don't have that on screen, so I totally think it's lore friendly. The anti-material rifle, the gun is definitely lore friendly. I think one could have found its way away from the Mojave to here. But I don't like the quest. I really don't. It's tedious, it's not fun, and it also conflicts with another quest if you have like the Nuka-Cola workshop pack. Yeah, it's just not fun. So I hope you enjoyed this video. These two quests were definitely worth it, except maybe the anti-material rifle. Yeah, I'm super happy with both of them, except the anti-material rifle. And I just want to say thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next video. This is the Science Gamer 10, over and out.